All right, I'm bored. And I may or may not have some extra parts laying around. It may or may not. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to set this up, this motherboard up. And I guess the graphics card in this. I'm going to show you how to set this up. But I don't got storage and I don't got a cooler. So I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to take it old school and go get a hard drive. If you know me, you should already know why I got a 4 terabyte hard drive. I just need that space. The first thing you want to do when it comes to anything is to ignore that case. Don't ever start in the case. You're going to make everything infinitely harder, all right? So slide that over to the side and grab your main players and put that front and center, just like that. Like I said, normally a cooler would be right here or included in this box, and then it'd be an SSD/storage. So we're going to use this for storage, and the cooler, you're just going to have to listen. But what if I shock my parts? You don't need to worry about that. I'm on carpet right now. You don't need to worry about it. If you are, touch the case or touch anything electric in your house to ground yourself. It used to be a serious issue, but I promise today it's not that much of an issue. I promise. Anyway, let's go ahead and move everything off this box because we need the box. We got a B650 to work on today. Shout out Gigabyte. Now, when you take this out the box, you're going to see stuff under it, like the Wi-Fi antennas and the screws for your M.2, and also the SATA cable if you want to go SATA. Really, you don't need to take it out the box, put it back in so you don't lose the shit, and close the box by itself. Now you want to revisit this board. There's 2 ways to do this. One way is to have it sitting on the wrap, and the other way is just have it sit on the board. Me personally, I like to do the wrap. All right, so boom. You want to take this plastic wrap off. You don't need to worry about how you take it off. You just got to take it off. And lay that there. Boomski. Now we good. Now we're going to take this CPU and we're going to pop it up in here. But 1, take the latch off. 2, lift up the plate. Jesus Christ. Boom, now your plate is open. Okay, now CPU. Pay attention to the CPU because there's always going to be a dot somewhere. A dot or a triangle, I'm sorry. Here's the dot at the top left if you can't see that. And then the gold triangle as well. You see the dot? Okay, yep. And then you see the triangle. Okay, cool. Now, do you see that yellow triangle right there? Right here? You want to match that yellow triangle up with the yellow triangle on the CPU. That way you know that you got the CPU in correctly. Right, so CPU. We taking the CPU out. Hey, and we matching that yellow triangle with the yellow triangle on the board. Boomskis. See how that yellow triangle is pointing to that other yellow triangle? That's how you know you got it right. Now, this is the scary part. Make sure that's there. This is the scary part. You want to lift your plate back down, and you want to use that retention arm to lock it in. But you're going to have to put some tension on it because you're locking it in. It's going to make some sounds. It's going to crack because this is coming off. If you start hearing anything other than what you just heard right there, stop immediately, please. So if we had an AIO cooler or a normal cooler, this is where we would put it on, but we don't, so we're skipping that. We heading over to the RAM. I'm in. RAM sticks are scary at first, but trust me, it's nothing to fear. So with most motherboards, you want to be using the 2 slot and the 4 slot. Don't ask me why. 2 slot, 4 slot. But if you always want to be sure, you can either look at your motherboard and it'll tell you where it prefers the RAM to be, or you can look at your manual. But I already know that it's going in the 2 slot and the 4 slot. It's notches on the board right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4 notches right there. And the RAM stick won't slot in unless you have it correct. You just want to see which way your notch on the RAM stick lines up with the notch on the motherboard. Times out of 10, the label would be facing the CPU. The packaging labeling, that would be facing this way. So, hey, and hey, let's line that up. Let's line it up there just like these. Hold on, give me a second. Oh, wow, you actually got to unlock both sides. On this motherboard, you got to unlock both sides. That's crazy. So, boomski. Boom. We got that notch lined up. Like I said, labeling on this side, notch is lined up, which means I can now push it down. Ooh, wee, you hear that? You gotta have them snaps. You gotta have them snaps. If it ain't snapping in, you ain't putting it in. But it is gonna be a little scary because it do take a little force. It do take a little force. A little force. A little force. And by little, I mean a lot more than what you like to do on any component. Snap. Snap. 2 snaps each side. Cool. If you're a content creator or you just want a lot of storage, you're probably going to end up with SATA drives. You don't need to do anything with it until you move into the case. So let's do that. First thing you always want to do is prep your case. How do you prep your case? Taking off the panels. So this front panel needs to go, boom, just like that. Now we actually have access to the inside of the case, right? Back panel needs to go as well. Boom, just like that. Now we got access to the back, a little easier. If you really need it, top panel needs to go. Whenever you have any type of cooling solution, you would normally put it up here or on the side, which you can also take off. But we don't need to do anything with the top panel today, so I'm putting that back on.